So I thought I'd do something different and just do a rambling commentary today about things that come to my mind. I'm not going to pause to think for this entire commentary. I'm going to let my mouth continue to spew random utterings nonstop. So here we go. Right now, I'm for some reason picturing a purple dinosaur in a tiara. I have no idea why that is. I can only assume that it's from repressed memories of Barney during childhood, and he probably did awful things to me. Do you remember when you were a child and you watched Barney? Did you ever hear the rumors growing up when you were in elementary school? Like, oh my God, Barney is actually a guy in a suit who smokes, and Barney smokes under that suit, and Barney has AIDS. That one is not real, the last one about the AIDS, because I didn't even know what AIDS was in grade school, but God, did any of us. And if you knew what AIDS was in grade school, that's really disappointing, because that probably means you also were abused as a child. And I'm not saying that people that are abused always have to be stereotyped as being abused. That makes no sense either. As I said, this is a rambling commentary, and I'm not going to allow myself to think. I'm going to tell you whatever is on my mind. It probably is going to annoy some people, and I have a problem of always worrying about what annoys people and what doesn't annoy people. And right now, though, I'm running out of breath right now. I'm hoping I'm not annoying you, and that does not count as a pause because I was actually catching my breath, because talking this fast is difficult. How does obviously Jesus talk this fast in all of his commentaries and not have to pause at all for a breath? He must be really in shape. I'm not in shape. I'm somewhat overweight, and that also makes me somewhat insecure. And while we're talking about insecurities, what are things that make you insecure? Leave a comment below about what makes you insecure or what does not make you insecure, etc. And also, another thing that I wanted to point out that just popped into my brain is legalizing marijuana. And now, I don't even smoke weed. To be honest with you, I don't. And I just said as a pause, and that's not allowed in this commentary. And I just slapped myself. I just slapped myself. Do you hear that? I just slapped myself again, and I paused again. Ow, I can't do that. I got to keep talking. But yeah, legalizing marijuana. I think it's way time to legalize marijuana. I'm not one of those people that's like, rah, rah, marijuana is the best, blah, blah, blah. But I think outlawing it when we've already lost the war on drugs in a lot of ways is absolutely ridiculous. And people make the slippery slope argument about legalizing marijuana, and I just don't see it. I see alcohol, which is already illegalized, which causes all kinds of real problems, much beyond the fact of marijuana causing problems. And I don't want this to become a political rant commentary. And speaking of politics, has anyone been following any of the Iowa caucus voting stuff or any of the debates? I'm not going to get into Republican, Democrat, liberal, all that kind of stuff. Politics are not anything I want to talk about on my channel. But one thing I will say is no one can deny the state of the economy is in shambles right now. And how is that affecting you guys? Leave below in the comments. Currently, my parents are both really struggling right now. I'm actually lucky to have a really good job, but both of my parents do not have good jobs, and they are struggling to stay afloat. My mom works 2 jobs, and my dad is currently unemployed and looking for work. It's tough for me, and I feel like I need to take care of them, and I do when I can. But that is also something that's really been on my mind lately. It's really depressing. Also, another thing, commercials. When you guys watch TV, really annoying commercials. How annoying when you watch a commercial and you're like, oh my God, that was probably the worst commercial I've ever seen, and then another one comes on after that might even be worse. For some reason, I get the most moral outrage when I see awful commercials, and I think the reason I get so outraged when I see commercials that are so awful is because, like, people had to sit in a room and watch and come up with that idea and then conceptualize it, and then after they conceptualized it, they had to go shoot it, and the company had to pay them to shoot it. So whatever company did the commercial was basically just robbing this company. A good example is the W.B. Mason commercials. Now, I don't want to bash W.B. Mason, and I said, again, slap myself. I don't want to bash W.B. Mason, but my God, their commercials are awful. And if I was a company and I said, oh, I need office supplies, I'm not going to W.B. Mason, because my God, their commercials are just goddamn awful. They are terrible. They are terrible commercials, and God, I did not, I'm pausing again because I'm running out of things to say. Let me just look around my room right now at things I have. Look at this. I have an Xbox that I don't even play. I have a bunch of different games here that I don't even play either. I haven't traded them to GameStop. I don't know why I have not done that. That is something I need to do, and I keep rejecting and keep putting off. That's not acceptable. I also have Glass and More from ShopRite right here, which cleans glass appliances and kitchen surfaces. No streaky, net 32 flow ounce, 1 quart, 946 milliliters. Warning, irritant, keep out of reach of children. Now I'm just cheating by reading different things. Oh, look here, I have another thing over here. I have a webcam. Now, that's one thing. Here's an interesting story about a webcam. When people come over to my house, I hide the fact that I have a webcam. Is that weird that I do that? I got to pause to take a breath because I got to take a breath. That's the part I can do. Slap. The fact that I have a webcam freaks me out, and it freaks me out of what other people are thinking about me that I have a webcam. And even though it's socially acceptable to have a webcam, for some reason in my mind I hide the webcam when people come over to my apartment. Why is that? I don't know. I think that they're going to think I'm like weird and like sex chatting with dudes. And why would they think with dudes? Do they think I'm gay? What the frick is going on? Why would they think I'm gay? Now that they're thinking I'm gay, am I gay? I don't know. No, I know I'm not gay. I'm totally heterosexual. I'm very secure in my heterosexuality. But for some reason, the webcam brings back all kinds of weird things like, oh man, he must be chatting with dudes. But why would they think I'm chatting with dudes? Man, I am absolutely insane. And this was just a test commentary, and you probably hate it, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm going to say goodbye now. I love you all.